Welcome back, everyone. In this lesson, we will be completing off the player. And as Nick was pointing out, just as we were off screen there, in handle left click, I forgot to explain what click layer value was, which made me feel very silly because there's this big ugly red, Nick's favorite color,
Not my
underline saying a big error. Do you like errors, Nick?
I love them.
All right, cool. So let's explain what click layer is. Click layer is if you want to say what layer you have clicked on, then you need to do a bit shift around there, and I don't want to have to do that, so we can actually jump over to Unity here. Go away if you're hiding yourself up. Go away. And inside of the... I'm just going to pick on the ground, which I'm now going to call ground. We've got layer, so we can assign things to different layers to say only these things should happen if you talk to this layer.
Right.
So we're going to put in a layer here, and we'll call it ground.
Okay.
So you can have as many layers as you want. I am going to call this one, so the object's name is ground, but I am now going to assign it to the ground layer.
Right.
So we don't have to call it ground, we can call it ground plane, play area, whatever
Do you
we
need
want.
to make that clickable or something? Or?
No, it's not clickable, air quotes, by default until we put click logic in place. So let's go ahead and put some click logic in place. And to do this, to be able to pass in click layer.value like this, we can say what layer are we looking for on clicks. So we'll put in here public layer mask click layer.
Right.
And now we'll put that at the top. If we go back to Unity and click on our player and then actually apply the player script by just dragging that straight over, and now it's on there. Click layer says, what layer are you going to be on? Everything, default, blah, 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 ground. And all of these layers here match up to
interesting.
this
That's
layer
pretty
here.
cool.
So now we can say what layer are we looking for clicks on? We are looking for clicks against the ground layer. So very sorry that I missed that part there. Rightio, so now click layer says I exist, hooray, and I will take that name of ground and convert it to the correct int to look up for you.
Cool.
Alright, now we haven't put in update movement, so let's go down to update movement and start putting this in. To update the movement, we are going to do a switch statement. Switch based on our state of movement, and inside of there we'll quickly skeleton this thing out. So case player state movement dot stationary break. Right, I just tried to correct that and I did it wrong. And break again. Stationary we're going to put in here to be moving. Alright, so if you are stationary, what should we be looking for in update movement? Nothing. Basically just stand there and chill. And inside of moving, we need to see, are we close enough to the target? No, we're not. Then we should move to the target. And if we are already at the target, well, then we should switch ourselves back over to stationary. Rightio, so let's set up move to target.
Sweet.
And switch over to there. So again, that was control full stop enter, which generated it for us. And now we can put in here. We want to, first off, if we are moving to the target, I want the nose of the player to be facing where it's going. So we'll say set facing direction, and we'll do that with vector 3. Look at position is equal to. Now we can say take this object and look at the position that I want you to go to. But if we were doing that in the 3D world, or even though we are doing it in a 3D world, looking at this from a sideways perspective, there's our very flat ground plane, and there's our player. And here is where we've clicked. If we say look at that position, and we want to say rotate the whole thing to face that direction, he would then be looking like this. And bending over to look at it, which wouldn't be very good. So we want to... Photoshop is not just Control Z, it's Control Shift Z. Control Alt Z.
Really? Okay.
We want to say the lookout position is there, however only affect the one axis or two axes that will actually make us look at that position and still be looking straight up.
Rotate around the y-axis.
Yep. So when I said one or two axes, I did actually mean one because I can think so well. So new vector 3 We know our target position because we clicked there. Dot X. Our own game object dot transform. Transform dot position dot Y, and I'm going to recorrect myself and say no, there were two axes after all to be rotating out. Z. Sorry, I'm having a hard time thinking at the same time as I'm typing. It feels a bit weird, and I'm hoping they don't come across as too dumb because of it.
I think everyone feels like that when they're trying to teach something.
Yeah. Transform dot look at. So now, all right. So we've generated where is the position that we should be looking at, and then we're going to tell our game object, our player, look at that position. So transform dot look at position. And now we need to start moving to that position. And let's do transform dot position is equal to vector3 dot move towards. We'll take our current transform position, and we will move towards the target position.
Yep.
Hey, where'd it go? Target position. Good. And we will move there by our move speed and times it times time dot delta time. So Nick, this one here says if you were to be moving at if you don't include this and you run this on my computer and then you run it on your computer.
Oh, it's going to change on the CPU speed?
Correct.
Cool.
Yes. So we get this over there, and now we can say how much time has passed since the last frame and move at the correct amount.
Sweet.
Rightio, so that's going to get us moving. So now we need to also just quickly check, are we close enough to that position and have we arrived? So we'll do this close enough to target. Which is going to be if transform dot position minus the target position and the magnitude between those two. Transform the position, target position.
Put around brackets around it.
Yeah, whoops, hang on. Good work, mathematics. Dot magnitude is less than 0.1f. We could probably put that as a threshold variable.
Yep.
And I will come back to that. So if we are close enough to the position, then we'll say transform dot position is equal to our target position, and then we will go and say the state movement is equal to player state dot stationary.
Sweet.
So we have arrived. That makes sense.
So if you're close enough, then we stop moving. Cool.
Yep. All right. I am going to actually turn this into a variable. Move. What should we call it?
Closity.
Closity. Position closity?
Closeness.
Let's go with
is close. All right.
Position closity.
That's closity.
How would you spell closity?
I don't know. I mean,
close-ity?
Yeah, that looks good.
Okay, position closity threshold. Here we go. All right, let's take that one and we'll go back up to the top and we'll say public float. You're loving this now, aren't you? Here we go. So this has been set. Let's go over to our Unity game. Have I missed anything from start? I feel like I've missed something from start.
Oh, start's not doing anything.
You're right. We should probably say that we are state movement is
not
equal
moving
to stationary. That would be a good thing. Well, Unity. Inside of Unity, we now have our player and we have position closity.
Oh, that's awesome.
Closity threshold. That was 0.1.
Sweet.
Great. We're going to click on the ground and the move speed. If we leave this at 0, then we won't move. So let's set that to 5 and we'll wing it and we'll see what happens. The target.
Is that 5 like world units or something?
5 world units. Yep.
Cool.
Whoops. No, I just pressed Control S by habit, so that's a good habit to get into. Let's go and create ourselves a scene folder. Scenes. Save, and we'll call this one level 1.
Okay.
Let's see if it's going to work. Drum roll. Building. It's building.
Okay.
Can we click there?
Hey, we moved it.
Woohoo! We got clicking.
We did it.
Except
I mean,
he's
they're not looking
like,
at the wrong.
He's looking in the wrong way,
spot.
and we can fix that one by changing the player's facing direction object.
Mm.
Now the fun part is you could probably try and figure out which way is going to be correct. So let's figure that out. He's looking what he thinks is straight. If we click up, then he's staying that way. So we need to just rotate him 90 degrees to his right or around Y. So you rotate you to 90. So where I've done X, it was actually incorrect. Oh well. And now we'll go straight over the top so that we can reposition this to go about.
Yeah, looks good.
Yeah, that looks pretty cool.
Nice.
Move away. It's a little bit out. Picky. Probably too far out the other way. Alright, cool. So I'm trying to fix it. I've made it worse.
Good enough.
Move on with life. Now we can click and we can see as we get there. And if we click just below him, he doesn't do the whole bend over thing that we were talking about.
Yep.
Okay, cool. The player is moving to where we click. I do want him to go just a little bit faster, so let's make it 15. Go, nice. Gadget. Alright, he's sneaking and he's trying to run a little bit. Let's put it at 10. Cool. Okay, I've pressed unplay, and so I should reset that back to 10. Unplay. Well, it's not pause. You could say stop, but
it's I guess unplay is fair enough.
Come on, Mr. Closity. I'm gonna call this one prefabs, and into the prefabs folder we will take our player and drag player into the prefab. So now we can instantiate him whenever we want.
Cool.
Great.
Okay.
Rightio, so that is this video done. In the next one, we are going to get our enemy to start patrolling. So I will see you there. Goodbye, everybody.
See you later.